Hey nerds!
Hey nerds!
We filming on February 29th. Today is Leap Day.
Ooh, bwah, bwah, bwah,
So you won't see
bwah.
another video like this for 4 more years.
This is the leap year spectacular.
Yep.
Once every 4 years, we bust out all the stops and we show off classic electronics like a mini disc player that's just been sitting here on my.
Yeah, why do you have that out? Why?
Just, it will. Okay, you want the true story?
Yeah.
It was inside of this box that I've had. It was like a makeup box that my aunt gave me like
Okay.
20 years ago. And I've had it for 20 years. You can see I put some stickers on there. That's some classic Caleb Lane artwork. Ron Swanson on a stake.
Okay.
I also got a Dwight Schrute. Less good artwork, Dwight Schrute. But anyway, it fell the other day and it broke. The lid broke. So I was super sad about that. But through cleaning and roundabout whatever what have you, this was in there, and when it fell out, so I didn't pick everything up.
So did you see if it still works or
No, this one actually broke like
oh.
15 years ago.
How many mini discs do you own?
You mean the actual like disc itself?
Yes.
I don't know, I probably got like 20.
What do you got?
I don't have official anything.
Oh, it's all bootleg?
It's all the writable ones, and you would
Okay.
be able to burn your own music to it. Shout out to anybody who had a mini disc player, because I'll be honest, they were incredibly fun.
So was that like the precursor to like the UMD or
Pretty much.
okay.
I actually, when the PSP came out, it was like short. I don't remember when these came out. It had to be like early aughts, maybe late 90s. But I know they were big in like Europe, because I know whenever I look up online, like Gorillaz put out like the Gorillaz album, the self-titled debut or whatever came out, and it was on mini disc.
That's kind of weird.
And I think there was a Spice Girl one on mini disc. But oh wait, and then there was also a solo Spice Girl on mini disc. So it had to have happened for like a while. Like it was.
Which Spice Girl?
I'm pretty sure it was like the only good one was Sporty.
Okay.
But
Did any of them actually have talent or
I mean, they all relatively sang well. Like Jerry sang well. Sporty, Baby.
who was the JT of the group?
That's really hard to
None of them really
say.
went on to solo success though.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you define success.
JT level solo
Okay, well,
success.
JT level, no. But Baby and Sporty still put out music.
Oh, they do? Really?
Yeah,
What
and
kind of
and,
music
and
is
it's
it?
pretty decent.
Is it like poppy Spice Girls style
Yeah,
music or
I mean, it's what you would expect a Spice Girls song to be, maybe.
okay.
But I think Jerry did put stuff out. It's Ginger, in case you didn't know.
I didn't. I was gonna ask who's Jerry.
Side note, because I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the show. When I was, I mean, circa what, 96, 97, whenever they were coming out, I used to have Spice Girl posters on the wall, and everyone would always make jokes, because at the time I'm like, becoming an adolescent, and everyone's like, "Oh, I know why Caleb's got those on the wall." But
And they were right.
no, dude. I had those posters, and I liked the Spice Girls because in my kid mind, I was like, girls like Backstreet Boys. Why don't boys
Okay,
have,
yeah, I
you know
guess.
what I mean? Like I didn't like Boys to Men.
There's a logic to it,
You
I
know what I mean?
suppose. Yeah.
Like, and so I would always tell myself, I was like, well, it's not weird, their music sounds good. And like, I know you listen to like a bunch of heavy metal crap. I say crap, but I use
No,
crap interchangeably with stuff.
I'm not offended.
Okay, yeah, but for people listening, I don't want people thinking I'm dogging heavy metal, because I like some heavy metal shit too. But anyway, yeah, dude, like I just always liked, I don't know, man, girls sounded better singing than dudes.
Okay, that's fine.
I I can't even think of like heavy metal stuff, but like punk rock, like Tsunami Bomb,
Yeah.
my favorite band, Tsunami Bomb / Action Design, like, blah blah blah. Anyway, today, Leap Day Spectacular.
You wanted to make some comments about the Avatar show on Netflix.
Okay, people. It's time to strap up
So
your boots,
real quick, if you
your Avatar
haven't
boots.
heard of it, so it's a live action, basically a remake of the story of, is it Aang or Aang?
Aang.
Aang and them boys, right?
Aang, Sokka, Toph hasn't come out. She'll come out probably season 2. The best character on the show. Also, let me know in the comments right now after you press the like button. Um, who's your favorite character from Avatar? And I know Kevin's not a big Avatar fan, as are most adults that I know. But dude, Avatar is good, as evidenced by that dude at the con that I talked to for like what 20 minutes about Avatar. Wait, no, it was the couple. It wasn't that dude. It was that couple. Remember that dude and that girl came up and we were just talking about random
Yes,
stuff.
yes, when we were at the booth. Yeah, yeah, I remember
Let me
that.
know your favorite Avatar character and why is it Iroh?
I may give it a shot if you say the live action is decent, but
Oh,
like I gave One Piece a shot, but
so you'll watch the live action but not the cartoon.
yeah, maybe we'll see.
Honestly, I would say watch the cartoon.
Okay, well, we'll circle back to that. So, how did you feel about the live action, the M Night
It's
Shyamalan?
yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't think the M Night Shyamalan was that bad. Like the movie, at least where they were headed, they made some concessions, they made some changes, but for the most part, it wasn't that bad. People, that's not the Dragon Ball movie. Dragon Ball Evolution was a travesty, but the Avatar movie really wasn't that bad.
Okay, well, I mean that
I, I,
fits with your
I
contrarian personality,
I
so
don't watch it now, so shout out to everybody who also doesn't watch it. I still don't watch it, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as Dragon Ball. This live action stuff, it's okay, but this is the question that you have to ask yourself, audience, everyone listening at home, or you're sitting on the toilet, wherever you are at work, trying to kill time. The Avatar live action series on Netflix didn't need to exist. They could have just, if they really wanted to revisit these characters, quit retelling the same stories with minor changes, you know, in for infinity. How about you add to the existing lore? Make another season. What happened to Aang and Katara and Sokka and Toph, in their teenage years? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, why can't we
They
get?
weren't teenagers in the cartoon.
They were like kids, dude.
Oh, okay.
I don't know their exact ages, but they couldn't have been older than like I don't know.
That's probably why I didn't want to watch it, because I didn't.
You didn't grow up with it.
What kind of stakes could a cartoon about literal children possibly have?
Oh well, it's like world ending.
Well, I know that now, but
Yeah. To be fair, and full disclosure, I didn't watch Avatar when I was younger. It wasn't until Jen got me into it, and she would just put it on, and I was like, I ain't watching that. That's stupid. And I wouldn't watch it. I would just be sitting there drawing or playing chess on my PSP or something, right? But then over time, I'm listening and I'm like, that character's kind of funny. Haha, that joke was really funny. What's a water bear or whatever? I don't know, because I will say this as a part critique, I guess, of the show
Mhm.
is all of their animals are like combination with other stuff. So like I can't believe I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I know in Korra, the Legend of Korra, there's a bear dog,
Okay.
and so it's like a bear that behaves like a dog, I guess.
Okay.
There's other ones, but I'll be honest, I can't recall any right now.
All right. So the live action series, basically
Eh,
same story. They changed a little bit.
the casting was decent. Like the casting's pretty fun. It's like they do a pretty decent job, but I thought the Cowboy Bebop show was pretty good.
Okay.
Like you watched it, right?
I watched one episode, and I don't know, it didn't really click with me.
But did you watch the anime?
Yes, big fan of the anime.
Okay, okay. Did you think it was a faithful recreation?
The one episode that I watched, I mean, didn't really remind me of the show that much. So
I thought they did a decent job. Like, same thing here. It's the exact same thing. If you wanted this to exist, you're going to like it. And if you didn't, then you're not going to care.
Okay.
and that's it. And I hate to say it, that's an old man perspective, but like honest to God, that's the truth. Is if you were excited for it, then yeah, sure, you're probably gonna like it. But if you didn't care, I don't think it's gonna change your mind.
Well, I I I go back to comparing it to the One Piece show, which I did like. I never read the One Piece comic book or watched the One Piece show, the One Piece anime, but I did watch the live action show, and without being able to actually compare it to the other two, I mean, I thought that it was good, and I think it serves the purpose that it's too hard at this point to get into the cartoon or the comic, because that's kind of like that series is kind of like an infamously long running
Yeah,
comic and show, and it's like it's way too late unless you have tons and tons of
infinite
time
time.
to dedicate to jump into that. So I think the Netflix show was a good jumping on point for people who are kind of interested in it.
Yeah,
The Cowboy Bebop anime versus the Netflix series, there was only one season of Cowboy Bebop. So if you want the Cowboy Bebop experience, it's not a huge time
yeah,
investment.
it's like a weekend.
Just watch the anime. So yeah, I agree that the live action Cowboy Bebop didn't really need to exist.
Yeah,
And it seems like it's the same way for Avatar. Like, how many seasons of Avatar was there?
I think there was 4 in the original, and then 4 for
And
Korra.
how many episodes per season? Was it
It was
maybe
quite a
like
bit.
10 or
No,
20
it's
or
kind of a lot. It's probably like 20.
okay, but still, I mean, that's not that bad.
Oh no, it takes us a long time to get through Avatar. Now, I don't know for sure, but I believe those old cartoons used to have like 20 episodes per season or something like that. I could be wrong, but I'll tell you, whenever we watch Avatar, we usually watch it like to bed, and it'll take us like a good 2-3 weeks to finish.
So let me ask you a question. So the first series of Netflix, how many seasons of the cartoon basically does it encompass?
I think it's just the first season.
And how many episodes is that?
Was it only like 8 or 10 or something like that?
So
I don't even remember.
they do in 8 or 10
I'll,
episodes,
I'll be honest.
basically what it took the original series to do in like 20.
I checked out mentally like in the first episode.
Okay.
And then they continued watching, and I'm like kind of like okay, I just don't care for it. Doesn't impress me when a human tries to recapture what a cartoon did.
Yeah.
Can you think of any cartoons that were turned into a live action that were better?
This is really really old, but the old Ninja Turtle movies, I remember I haven't really watched them recently, but I remember loving them
Oh, I
as a
remember loving
kid.
them. I loved them too. But and that those enhanced the story because they told new stories.
Yeah.
So that just kind of proves the point that I was making earlier, which is if you're not going to add to the lore, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know? And so look at Transformers. Transformers wildly successful, those old 80s properties that they brought back, and I say 80s, but that might have gone further back. But
Yeah, it was 80s, 90s.
and so when you're adding to the lore, fantastic. If you're not adding to the lore, then what's a good dang point?
Yeah.
Like Avatar didn't do anything that the show didn't do. And just let me see teenage years. Let me see Aang and Gang, or Gang but with two A's, because
I
Aang.
I get it.
Let me see Gang do the founding of Capital City or whatever, or whatever the hell it's called. It's like Freedom City or something.
Well, also for me, I yeah, like when that show came out,
Adult.
I was already basically an adult.
Yeah.
And as I've gone on through the years in my adult life, I am less interested in the type of show that's like kids rule, adults are so dumb. Like as a kid watching stuff like that, for example, Three Ninjas, that's like kids are the best and they beat up adults and adults are so stupid.
Yeah.
And you telling me that they're literal children in this show is like
But they're kind of
so
they're
so
superheroes.
so that's basically what's happening in the show. Like adults are so dumb, kids are gonna save the world.
No,
Kids
honestly,
rule.
honestly, the
And that
show,
doesn't interest me whatsoever.
but it's not like that. the show is really about them trying to blend in with the normies and not get caught, because remember the whole lore and story behind Avatar is Aang went missing for 100 years because he was frozen in the ice, and as like a self-defense mechanism when he falls in the ice, when he tried to run away from the air temple, and then the Fire Nation takes over, like basically like they kind of, not the world but like their whole little area, and then so the whole time it's them on the run from like the Fire Nation, or they get into some trouble with the Kyoshi
Yeah,
warriors,
but
and
it's
then
still kids rule. Adults are so dumb.
not quite though, because
Yeah, but that
remember,
that is what it is. Because you told me they're kids and they save the world.
well, because Aang saves the world because he is a literal like superhero. He's the Avatar. He can bend all the elements, Kevin.
But all the other main characters in the show are also kids, and they
But they
also
don't.
beat up all the adults.
No, not quite. That's not accurate. That's you're what is the word? You are diminishing the quality of the show. You are detracting from. No, dude. Toph is incredibly powerful, but it's evidenced further by her being able to beat up adults is not because she is like a kid and she's so tough or whatever. She develops new things. Like she's the first earthbender who can like bend metal.
Well, yeah, because they rolled it, but they specifically wrote the show
True.
to say kids rule, adults drool.
But there are adults that also like are like they can't fight. But you know what? No, because they like when the first time that they fight what's his name, sister, Azula, when they fight Azula, she like almost straight murders Aang, and like she puts him in a coma where he's has to
So
recover.
how they get out of that situation?
Basically they escape and then they have to wait for him to heal.
So they escape because adults are so dumb and kids are so smart.
Azula's a kid, friend.
Oh, I thought you were
She's
saying
like a she's like a
so they were just
teenager.
fighting another kid.
She's like an older teenager.
That's the whole reason I
Mm.
didn't get into Harry Potter at first. I like Harry Potter much more when he starts becoming, an older teen than
Really?
the early movies.
I like the early movies, man. Why are we
Uh,
taking such oppositional stances
I don't
here?
know.
Dang.
But I guess to sum it
Face is all
up,
puffy because I just woke up.
um, if you were a fan of the original series, did you even give it the time of day?
The original series?
Yeah,
You talking about the cartoon?
yeah.
Yeah, I love the cartoon.
No, should you give the Netflix
Oh,
series the time of day?
if you want to. We don't we learned with the Cat Williams bit. We're not going to take such what is the word? Violent stances.
Okay.
It's not
Um.
top 5.
Well, what may eventually add to the Avatar universe? You did see that they announced was basically they haven't shown anything, but they announced they were making some sort of Avatar fighting game.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool.
Now they haven't said what type of fighting game, so it could very well be a
Smash
platform,
clone. Yeah.
Smash style fighter. But I did some research. I think it's being published by a company called Maximum Entertainment. And I was looking through the games they have published, and they've done a bunch of like random stuff, but they did publish Diesel Legacy, which is kind of a fighting game.
Is that the one with trucks?
No, it's people. It's like a 2-on-2 fighting game. It's kind of weird. I think I'm not sure if it's out yet.
What was it, 2D?
Yeah, 2D.
Dude, honestly, I would love a 2D Avatar fighter, but like they gotta like fight so hard to pull that Nickelodeon off of the cover. Because I feel like they need to just focus on it being a good game and not a Nickelodeon property for them to just, milk.
Real quick, Maximum Entertainment, they also published Them's Fighting Herds and God of Rock. But
So
but
you know they're good.
yeah, they've got some
They got
decent
some cred. They
games.
got some street cred.
I think for them to make a platform fighter would be a mistake because there's such
Because
a s-
PlayStation All Stars already exists. Why would they
because there's
even?
such a small audience for platform fighters, and the people that already play platform fighters are kind of sticking with their games. You know, the Smash people basically stick with Smash. There hasn't been any platform fighters that have
Ever been worthy of the throne?
that have made mainstream progress except for Smash, right?
No, there's just Smash.
Yeah.
Like I was about to say, like I always used to say that PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale was fun, and it was fun, but it's no Smash. Like, you know
It
what I mean?
it was kind of a doo-doo game, and I respect Sony for taking a shot, but it was doo-doo.
It was not bad, dude.
The worst part about it, and you already know what I'm going to say, is that to knock people out,
You
you
had
have
to
to hit them
use.
with a specific moves, and those specific moves that you had to use were not created equally.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Some people had way
Raiden
better
was too
knockout moves
good.
than others.
But that game, all in all, like, because I mean, remember too the Kung Fu Panda one. Remember we played that for a little bit.
You never played it with me. You played it with, I guess, Penny,
I thought
and
we played it once.
not with me. No, you didn't.
Okay, so like, but the gist of what I'm trying to say is that they've come out with a lot of platform games that are or platform fighters that are kind of fun, and they all have something going for them. But the problem is that that genre was essentially, mastered already 20 years ago, and the only way to do it the same is to essentially copy it, and you can't copy it
Yeah.
without getting shit on.
And to compare that to fighting games like 3D fighters like Tekken or 2D fighters like Street Fighter, those have a much wider audience, and I think people who play 2D fighters are more willing to try out new games than a platform fighter fan would be.
Yeah,
Do you think that sounds
that's fair.
fair?
I think for platform fighters, if you've paid attention, it's always the same thing. It's always like a compilation of properties. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
think Kung Fu Panda is the first one I
yeah,
ever
they
played
use the Smash,
formula.
formula, yeah.
But I think Kung Fu Panda is the first one that was ever just one singular property, and it was fun. Like it was fun. Like it wasn't. I wasn't gonna play it forever, but I mean, what else is there
Yeah.
to say about Kung Fu
Yeah,
Panda?
so basically it was just an announcement. They haven't shown anything yet, but as soon as they do, I guess we'll let people know. And that kind of segues us into the next part of our video, which is the always popular FGC talk.
FGC talk with Kevin and Caleb, two
So,
FGC mainstays.
um, so let's start out, I guess, with the. I think we wanted to talk about the qualification process for Capcom Cup.
Well, first let's congratulate the champion
Okay.
of Capcom Cup. What was his name?
It was Uma327. Based on my googling, he's out of the Taiwan scene, and he's
Shout
been
out.
he's been at it for a while. I think I read that he started in Street Fighter 5, so he's been there.
Yeah,
And now he is,
it's
I think,
nice to finally see you.
and I think it's probably safe to say he's has won the most money out of any professional fighting game player in history, right?
He just won 1 million.
Yeah, he just won 1 million for Capcom Cup.
God dang.
I thought it was interesting that he was using jury, so he won with jury, but that also
Wasn't there
makes
only like one jury or maybe like two in the top 16?
I don't remember the character spread, but that kind of makes me miss infiltration even more, right?
Yeah.
Because he's been putting in the work with jury, and we don't get to see him anymore because Twitch shut down in Korea,
Wait,
and he
why?
I don't whatever I don't know the reasons, but Twitch shut down in Korea, and
Shut down as in they no longer operate in South Korea?
correct, Koreans can't stream on Twitch anymore.
What?
Well, I guess you could use a VPN if you really wanted to, but anyways, um,
I didn't know that, dude.
yeah, this was a while back. This was last year. And instead of going to
Oof.
YouTube, infiltration went to some other streaming service I've never heard of. So I basically never see content from him anymore ever.
That's really sad. Shout out Infiltration if you're watching. Big fans.
But Uma 327 went through the Luke and Ken gauntlet and made it to the other side. He won $1 million. And this guy, dude, he was invited, according to a Reddit thread
He's the one that
or a
won.
Twitter thread.
Go, go, go.
He was invited to Red Bull Kumite after he won, and he declined the invitation so he could go to a VTuber conference. But that makes sense. What
Thank
else
you,
does he
Capcom.
what else does he have to prove at this point? He won $1 million. Like we said, he's the most winningest as far as prize money goes in FGC history. So why does he need to go to Red Bull Kumite? Like, how much could he possibly win for even if he won Red Bull Kumite?
Damn, dude. Oh, that's so fitting. It's so perfect. But can they reschedule the Kumite?
Yeah, let's go over the actual results.
I saw that Chris Wong finished second.
Yeah,
Now I want to shout out. You're gonna hear me say stuff like "I saw" in the past tense, as in I saw the results, as in I didn't watch them.
yeah,
Because for one, I didn't even know they were going on, and I check event hubs like at least once a week.
yeah. It was going on last weekend, so
Like I missed it. I didn't even hear about it. I didn't see ads. I didn't see like I wasn't on Twitter. You know what? That's probably what it was. I didn't get on Twitter at all like in the last
okay.
2 weeks, and so I didn't get to see anybody say like shouting it out. But ugh, Chris Wong is he? Where's Chris Wong from?
I'm not sure. I don't have it written down.
I don't remember if
I
he's.
I did know that Capcom Cup was going on, and I tried to watch a little bit, but it's just become too corporate for me.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it too much like ESPN or something like that, and I'm more of a fan of grassroots, and I'm more of a fan of G Sports. Shout out Bum and doing his thing in Brooklyn. Um, yeah, dude, it's just it's just not as entertaining to watch.
Their problem is, and again, I didn't watch this stream, so y'all let me know in the comments if you watched the stream and then also watched our channel, because that would be magnificent. But I didn't see, or I can't stand watching their events because it's like 2 matches, 4 or 5 minutes of ads.
Yeah,
I cannot do it, dude.
yeah,
We came from like I don't know what a while back watching Evo Grand Finals day on Sunday was like 8 different games, and we would run through, or they would run through all the top eights and whatever, and we'd get a full experience. But now they're doing 4 games and it's only top six, and it's like, damn, dude,
yeah.
y'all quit cutting
And and
matches, cut
and
ads.
and I don't know, dude. Just the commentary is not good. Like, I mean, I guess if you're into Vicious and James Chin and Sajam and all those people, I guess that's fine for you. But I don't find them interesting whatsoever. I don't care for
I
Tasty Steve. They need to get someone like F Champ up there to really tell it how it is.
I do agree that we should have like a knowledgeable commentator and then a color commentator. I believe that that should happen. Like we got to have like the mix. You remember the classic mix from Marvel that was always the best was Yipes and Magus.
Yeah, I
That
remember
was the
Megas.
best.
Wherever you're at, Megas, we like you.
Magus, please come back, dude. Like that dude, or was it Magus? That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But those two were like the ultimate combo for Marvel.
yeah.
You know what was the worst combo?
Who?
Ski Sonic and another like color commentator.
Ski Sonic, I think he was okay, but yeah.
No, no, no. I like Ski Sonic, but when he was paired with somebody who they were just let hype people. You know what I mean? Like if it
Yeah.
was Yipes and Ski Sonic, it was like, oh come on, that's too much hype. I need some information.
All right, so let's get to the results. This is the like top 16, I guess. You got Uma who won, then was Chris Wong, then Gauchi Kun, then NL, then DCQ.
I don't
Um,
know who DCQ is.
yeah, I don't know him. There's a guy named Lesher.
I don't know who
There was
Lesher is.
Kawano and Safe.
Kawano is the last year's Evo. Who's the one that beat Nephew last year? Wasn't it Kawano?
I don't remember. Um, there was Kusanagi, Shien, Fudo, Phenom, Nephew, Knuckle Minna, and Dual Kevin.
We
So
need
that
to
was the
take a
top
we
16.
need to take a second and shout out Shin
Yeah.
for being there, because for one, that dude's been there and been in the FGC for a really long time, and I'm pretty sure that name, he's the oldest name up there. He's the
Um,
old head.
I don't know. Could be.
He's the only one from Street Fighter 4 that had any notable success, right?
Fudo.
Oh, wait, Fudo was top 8?
Yeah. No, he was top 16. Shien and
Oh.
Fudo were both top 16.
Ah,
They
okay.
placed
Well,
the same place.
wasn't
So
Knuckle Dew also there, or did he
yeah,
go out
Knuckle
earlier?
was also there.
So shout out Knuckle Dew. I know Kevin's a big fan.
Nah. I thought I
That
thought
sound.
I thought
Eh.
I thought he had a really easy group, and he did come through his group, so good for him. But
Wasn't he in the group with that Ume guy or Uma?
I don't remember who was grouped up. But I mean, this kind of takes us to the qualification process for Capcom Cup. What do you have anything to say about that?
So typically, well, we had to, I guess, explain it, right? So
Yeah,
Capcom is doing their best at trying to be inclusive for unrepresented groups within the FGC tournament scene. So as a result, they they region restrict certain tournaments, right, for berths in the Capcom Cup.
that's
Turn.
right. That's right.
So basically, they, like Middle Eastern players can only play in the Middle Eastern area. South Korean players, Taiwanese, Japan, U.S. Also, side note, shout out the Street Fighter League finals that had Team U.S. comprised of no one from the U.S.
Yeah,
or from the United States. But anyway,
except for maybe like Chris T.
oh yeah, Chris T was there. Yeah. Wait, was it Chris CCH, or
I don't
it was
remember.
Kaba, Minna,
But
Christitarian? God dang it, who's the last guy?
you want me to look it up?
No, forget it,
Okay.
forget it.
But yeah, so basically there's online qualifiers, there's in-person qualifiers, and they are region locked. So it's not like you won't see like, you know, Japanese players taking up half the berths for Capcom Cup.
Which brings us to our biggest issue is if the majority of best players are from Japan, or really the Asia region,
Yeah.
then why would you not want the best players at your tournament? And that is the problem for the viewer. But then again, I guess it's not the problem for the people like us who want to see the best matches. The problem is, how do they attract like the most views?
So so at first I was kind of on the same side as you. You know, I thought, you know, why do we need to have, you know, a South African region qualifier or whatever that region is? N- let's be honest, I mean, that person is not going to win, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, let's
Not because they're garbage or doo doo, but because they're so isolated
yeah,
and
they
the
just
player
don't
base is
yeah,
is
they just
yeah.
yeah. So why don't we just, you know, have Tokido and Daigo and Nemo and whoever else, you know, from
Just do
Japan.
first to tens all day long.
Yeah. Why don't we have those players that we know that are good, you know, so we can actually see, you know, matches for people who we care about. So like I was on that side at first, but you know, with Uma 327 winning, and I mean there were some other like I mean we went through the list. There were some people we had never heard of on there,
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, this $1 million that Uma got, that's life changing for him, right?
absolutely.
And you know maybe he doesn't end up at Capcom Cup if he can't if all the regions doesn't matter if it doesn't matter which region you go to qualify, and you know what I mean, like
Yeah, no. Oh,
he
you
would.
keep saying I used to think how you're thinking, and I'm like, dude, I'm with you.
Oh, so we're on the same side.
This
Okay.
proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that that they were right.
That like originally, you know, basically everyone who would qualify, you would have to be sponsored, right?
Yeah, pretty much. If
Because
you weren't
you have
sponsored, you
because
couldn't get to the
when all the
tournaments.
tournaments pre-COVID, when all the tournaments were basically in person, you would have to travel, you literally be a world warrior, travel around the world to get all the tournaments, to get enough points to get in the Capcom Cup. And
Yeah.
that doesn't give, the little guy a shot, right?
Yeah.
So, and then
It was
plus,
very insulated would be the word.
yeah.
And another reason too is, we watch, it's the same faces at the same tournaments every year for, however many years. Those people get used to playing. Now, this is an argument to be made against the random factor,
Hmm.
because it is true. Like, if you're new to the FGC and you're tuning in here, thanks. But also, in the fighting game community, you always hear people talk about like Daigo in a first to 10. Like, someone might be able to surprise Daigo in the middle of a 2 out of 3 or a 3 out of 5 and get a win. But then they always talk about, prepare Daigo, like let Daigo prepare for a player. And then I don't know if he's ever lost. Has he ever lost in like a longer set?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm certain he probably has, but I don't know of any instance. Famously, he 10-0'd Infiltration after Infiltration won Evo, right?
I don't remember.
And then I think also Tokido. I think maybe it was like 10-2. But anyway, the point is that these same players play each other constant. And so you're seeing incremental increases in their knowledge and ability for each other that happens over years. Some of
Yeah.
these players is decades. And so these people having such nuanced knowledge of each other's play styles can remember and therefore give the audience who is in the know a very not enthusiastic, a very satisfying match to watch.
Yeah.
And so when you throw in these random people, you're seeing all these old cats who are, playing for years and years, who are relying on their game knowledge to excel against all these youngsters. Now you're seeing these youngsters' fast twitch reflexes and their ability to, the quicker thinking, like the faster neuron firings
Yeah.
are allowing these younger guys to surpass them old heads. And so it's kind of funny, like it's kind of funny how by bringing in this random element, it's kind of weeding out the old. But it's not all doom and gloom, because there's a lot of older Japanese dudes in Japan who are taking on like mentor roles and teaching younger players.
Yeah.
I know like Momochi does it. Who's the other one? There was another big one.
I think Fudo has a guy he works with. Um,
Momochi has a school, bruh.
and then I was also thinking, we have invitationals like Red Bull Kumite and Topanga anyways, and
We
all
turned
those
down our Red Bull invite.
and all those guys end up playing against each other anyway, and we can watch it then. So
Yeah.
I think it's basically fine the way it's working now.
I'll be honest. I haven't been excited for a Capcom Cup since pre-COVID. Like the last year was 2019. That was the last time I was excited for a Capcom Cup. I don't even remember if they did it 2020. Did they just do like exhibitions?
I don't remember. Could have been, but yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
Evo's where it's at, baby.
Continuing on with FGC stuff. Ed is coming out. I think might already be out. Street Fighter
Let's
6.
see if I can do this any harder.
He doesn't have any kicks this time around.
No
he's
kicks?
He's like, what's a kick?
It's a great bit. Do you remember that was like such a random YouTube video from like circa
What was it,
2009?
like College Humor or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Let's see. We got the Tekken Shop is coming out.
I just got on it today.
Is there anything good or?
So the offerings are light, but I'm on board. The first couple costumes I noticed was Kazuya from Tekken 4 when he had like the military garb and the vest,
Yeah.
and they had Jin's Tekken 4. I didn't recognize the Ling Xiaoyu. It was like a pink dress.
It was like a
maybe
dress.
maybe 4,
I don't remember what game it was from, but
maybe
yeah.
4 or 5. I don't know. And then
Uh,
and then Jun from Tekken Tag 2.
So you don't have any issues with the Tekken Shop then?
No.
Some people online are butthurt about it
Feel like they're nickel diamond.
as people online are, yeah. Um, but I don't share the same feelings as them. I think it's perfectly fine to have a a cosmetic shop for real money like that, I don't have a
Yeah, it's
problem with
just
that whatsoever.
cosmetics.
Yeah.
I don't care that they're wasting time letting people decorate their avatar.
I do want to
Arcade Quest is doo doo.
I do want to read this quote from Harada. If you bear with me here, this is from like a week and a half ago. It says development costs are now 10 times more expensive than in the 90s and more than double or nearly triple the cost of Tekken 7. Even the Fight Lounge servers are costly to maintain. In their past, there weren't so many specs and there wasn't online. Plus, they didn't have such high resolution and high definition. Now, so many people want the game to run and be supported for a long time. It costs money to continually update the game for that reason. However, he probably only keeps good memories of the old games he experienced as a boy and does not pay attention to these changing times and increasing costs. The economic situation and everything else is changing. If we simply do nothing, as he suggests, the game will simply stop running in a few months. I think that is what he wants, so there is no point in talking to him about these realities. He wants us to stop economic activity and stop updating and supporting the game.
Harada wants to stop.
He's saying that for the people who
Oh, he's speaking about someone in people who don't like it.
yeah, he's saying people that don't want there to be a Tekken shop are dumb, basically.
Yeah, I agree with him.
It costs money to continually update the game, to keep the game running, to keep the servers running.
I've never had an issue with cosmetics. Now, if anyone goes back into our archive and says, well, "What about Fortnite, Caleb?" No, what bothers me about Fortnite is that it's marketed and geared entirely towards kids. I'm all for the microtransactions when it comes to cosmetics for fighting games, blah 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 blah. But also Tekken also they never did that in the past. You never like go back to like say Tekken 5, right? You didn't have Tekken 3 version of a costume or Tekken 5 or Tekken 6 didn't have like they had like maybe one or two costumes, but not every single lineal or lineage of costumes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like you got this. It's not like you were gonna get this if they didn't do this. This is the only way you're gonna get it. So shut up.
Yeah.
Like and I like it. I literally was like, ooh, I need to get some Tekken coins. Like you know, I felt incredibly dumb wanting to buy those outfits, but also Kevin, you know, since the last time that we played the other day, we played maybe what was it like Sunday? We played a good couple hours maybe, and then the day before that or a couple days before that we also
Yeah.
played. So since then, I have been playing
Good.
quite a bit.
I like it.
But as much time as I spent playing, I probably spent double in the character customizer.
So you've been liking Tekken then.
Oh, dude, I've always loved Tekken. I will never not like Tekken except for Tekken 8 Heat stuff. That's all stupid.
I think that the heat stuff is fine.
Dude, no, it's not. I like to
I
burn
like it.
mine instant.
I like it more than the Drive Impact stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's way better than that. Although it is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's so dumb, dude. Like I've been looking at like combos. This is a private conversation, so we'll go over this. We'll go over this later.
All right, couple more FGC things. Did you watch the Peacemaker trailer
That's
for Mortal Kombat?
John Cena.
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Um.
I love Peacemaker and I love John Cena, but I'm not gonna pay attention to that.
Yeah. So he's coming out of Mortal Kombat 1. I'm not sure if John Cena did the voice acting for the game,
I
but
would
it
hope that he did.
definitely sounds like him. I could be wrong, but it definitely sounds like John
I
Cena.
love John Cena, dude.
Um.
I'm not even a ruthless
It's just
aggression
so
fan.
interesting to me that the DC has made this so fucking random C-list, D-list character so popular.
Did you watch the show?
Yes.
It was the
Yeah.
best show, dude. Nothing DC has put out in the last 15 years, like I said 15 years cuz that puts me right outside the Nolan first two. But anyway, yeah, dude, like Peacemaker is the best.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat 1 version of him seems like it's definitely inspired by the DCU
I just hope they have a completely
Peacemaker.
naked skin.
I don't know about that.
That'd be really cool.
And I guess the last FGC thing, 2XKO. You
Oh,
looking
that's
forward to
the
that?
anybody not in the know.
That's the League of Legends fighting game, previously codenamed Project L. They have revealed the name to be 2XKO.
I'm wondering if the round count is going to be 2. Default.
And also they said it was supposed to come out next year, so
I will give it a shot with the hope that I'm miraculously just really good at it. And then I'll go on to play in mini tournaments because chances are they're going to support that game monetarily.
yeah, for sure.
And that brings us to another segment in the fighting game talk round table, L-shaped table. Um, Dude, if fighting games can't like look at Mortal Kombat. Remember how Mortal Kombat or Warner Brothers used to put in all that money into Mortal Kombat,
Okay,
and then Sonic Fox would win every year, and there was like no reason for him to go do anything else
okay.
because he's gonna just. But I guess the point I'm making is for people not in the know, in the fighting game community, the only way to make money was like to play Mortal Kombat and finish top 8 because you were gonna get a hefty paycheck. And then like if you played in FGC events, like remember Evo was it famously, I keep saying famously like that's just like
Not
this new thing.
famously. For people
Famously,
who follow the FGC,
yeah.
maybe.
For people who are in the know, Shin when he won Evo 2009, no, I think Fudo won '09. I don't know,
Oh nine is
2011,
when the
12,
oh 09 is when
13.
the game came out.
Okay, so then it would have been like 12 or 13. No, I think Infiltration won 12. So 13. I'm gonna say 2013.
Okay.
No, that doesn't sound right either. That doesn't
Anyways,
matter.
anyway.
When Shin won Street Fighter, he only made like was it like 8 grand or something
Yeah,
like that?
it was like $5,000 or
Something small.
something like that.
And
You had
that's
to
the
be
biggest tournament in the world.
you had to be if you were playing fighting games, you were doing it for the love of the game in those times. You weren't doing it because you were gonna get rich off of it for sure.
And it's cool to see these companies supporting games big now.
Yeah.
But like shout out because I know I knock on Mortal Kombat a lot, even though I love the series. But shout out to Warner Brothers for supporting it the way they did because they put big money into that. They had their Mortal Kombat whatever it was called, the I don't even remember what the hell it was called, dude. Their finals, they would have their invitational or whatever.
Yeah.
You'd win spots, and Sonic Fox basically won all the spots, and yeah, like he made a lot of money off of that, dude.
And also WB, I think they put a lot of money into multiverses as well.
Multiverses was fun.
They had big money in tournaments for
Is
that.
it dead now? Can we just not play it anymore?
I think when it had came out a couple of years ago, they were basically
Like a
using it
beta?
as like an open beta, and I think this year it's finally getting that they're finally trying to release it like for real for real.
It was a fun game.
So we'll probably be seeing something about it this year, but once again another platform fighter. I mean,
It's a terrible
they
name.
have a limited shelf life.
Shelf life because it's platforms.
Let's
Dad
see.
joke.
Did you want to talk about any of our recent uploads to YouTubes and the Instas?
Let me ask Kevin live on camera for the
Okay.
first time. How did you like the edit on the last short?
I liked it.
That came out well, right?
Yep.
I think that was. Did you really?
Yeah, I thought you did a good job how it kind of cuts off abruptly at
On the
certain
ocean.
parts. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
I love, and I didn't do this intentionally, but it was just the way, that the conversation flowed. Did you get a sense that we kind of were getting exasperated as time went on, and then by the end, Marty was like, still got some costumes.
Yeah. Yeah. It has not been really doing gangbusters so far, but I mean, I
That'll be
like
it.
it.
I thoroughly enjoyed when I did that. I wanted to do more. Originally, I was going to add some voiceover and be like, we spent some time at the con today and blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah.
I think that was a good call that you
And
didn't.
yeah, I was thinking about doing that and then adding the Marty getting face paint and
Oh
then
yeah, I forgot we videoed that.
I was gonna do it finally came off. I don't have it anymore. I
Yeah.
had a Team Triplehorn henna tattoo. Shout out Articelli Arts with a Z. But But dude, I noticed something also. A lot of the people that we met there at the con, I say a lot of the people, it's Random Pickle, Micah, and Oticelli Arts, been not posting, but sharing, not liking, tagging, doing all that bit, doing the whole social media bit. So shout out y'all guys.
Thank you. We appreciate that for sure.
Micah, double shout out because commenting on everything and showing some love.
Yeah, that dude was really cool. I enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah, that was super fun. I hope y'all enjoyed that. We're gonna be doing more stuff like that. You know, if y'all know anybody who you think would be interesting for us to talk to, or you just want to see more of them talk, let us know, and we'll contact them. So I'll go ahead and get the. We already got recommendations for Robert Downey Jr. and all the cast of the Avengers, so y'all can leave them off the list. I did reach out to Cynthia Harrell, the lead singer, the singer behind the Snake Eater song from Metal Gear, because we follow each other on Instagram. Shout out Instagram, y'all guys want to go follow us on Instagram. But she follows Team Triplehorn on Instagram, and I reached out and I was like, hey, you know, you want to come maybe do an episode of the show? We can do, you know, we can talk about whatever, you know, your career. We can talk about, you know, but because she's been playing the Metal Gear games recently, she's been like not streaming, but like they're filming her play on the TV, you know?
Yeah.
And so I like y'all get in the comment section, go find her. She's 1cent Pics on Instagram. You can find her on the following tab, like, you know, where I'm following. And y'all message her and let her know she needs to come out on Team Triplehorn. This is a call
No,
out.
don't do that.
No, yes, do that. Why is that rude? Or you don't gotta message her, just, you know, post on her latest video. Oh, this is really cool. You should go talk to Team Triplehorn in an interview capacity. Shout out Cynthia Harrell, big fan.
Coming up, we do have some more good videos coming up for you. We did a old timers review for Hades that should be coming out next week.
Hopefully.
We filmed a really funny short that should be coming out on March 1st. So
that one should come out Monday.
So what's coming out tomorrow?
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Side eye the camera.
This podcast is coming out Monday.
Oh, that's right. This podcast is coming out Monday. I'm all scatterbrained. I've been super scatterbrained lately. Yeah. If anyone noticed, last Friday we didn't post anything.
That is true. Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Before we end it here,
we can do another giveaway for a mini disc player. Probably I'll buy some mini discs. I'll get some U2 albums, and I'm not even a big U2 fan. Anybody?
Right. So
y'all need some red leather? Just a stack of red leather, dude.
So everyone go play Tekken and
message Cynthia Harrell on Instagram
and have a good week.
1cent Pics.
We'll see y'all later.